Hi guys, Dave here, and this is Wolf in the Wilds. Thanks for joining us. How many of you are worried about this COVID-19 thing going around? How many of you are worried that you're not properly prepared? How many of you know that you're not properly prepared? All of a sudden, some of us preppers and survivalists and whatever don't quite seem so crazy, because we are getting dangerously close to what could be a bug out situation, or at least a lockdown situation where you're essentially bugged in. Am I worried? Heck no. I have been practicing survival skills, I think, since I was 7 or 8 years old. I have learned from many different people a lot older than me, hunters and campers and fishermen and just all kinds of stuff. And today, what I'm going to show you is my new-ish camping bag, bug out bag, I'm never coming home bag. More, I'm never coming home. But this is my new camp pack. If you're not familiar with my old camp pack, go ahead and have a look at it. It's not really necessary, but if you want, go ahead and have a look. It's way back in my playlist somewhere. That bag weighed 15 pounds empty. This bag weighs almost nothing empty. And it's got some features to it that kind of fell into place that I really like, and I want to share this with you guys so that when you're thinking about a bug out bag of your own, especially in times like this, you'll have an idea of basically what you're doing and what you're looking for, and so on and so forth. So let's get into it and show you what I got. So before we actually get into the contents of the bag, first of all, I'd like to talk a little bit about the bag itself and then everything on the outside. So we will. So the bag itself is, I believe it was circa 1982 or 1983 military rucksack, Canadian military rucksack. It goes extremely well with my Canadian military webbing from the same year, leading me to believe that it's actually part of a match set. I don't know, to be honest. But the webbing I use for my cameras, batteries, it's my new AV belt. And if you haven't seen that, I did a video not too long ago. It is uploaded. Survival food Mad Max style. So if you're interested, just jump over, check out that video. Somewhere in there, I show off the AV belt, I'm pretty sure. So in a situation where I'm gonna bug out and survive, chances are I'm gonna ditch all of the camera equipment, and some of the stuff in the pack will make its way into the belt, or some of the stuff from my vehicle get-home bag or one of my other preparedness items will make its way into the AV belt as well. So I really liked my my old setup, but after getting the webbing, and then I got this, and everything went together really well. But there wasn't enough room for everything in my old setup to go into my new setup. So I went and got sort of a, I think you would call it a haversack, or like a day bag or something like that. It's a small backpack, kind of a small ruck, and I use the backpack straps to attach the bag to the frame. And it fastens down pretty tight, and it holds in place. It doesn't bounce around. It doesn't, dangle or anything. It's great. It actually works really well. And the combination of the two bags slammed together holds everything just fine. Also, I can detach this if I need to and use it, you know, as like a day ruck for whatever, or if I'm going to go satellite camp somewhere, or if I'm just, you know, jumping in the boat to go fishing and I just throw a few items in here while I'm away from camp, you know. Or if I just want to sort of spread the weight around my canoe a little bit, I can detach this from the bag and spread the weight around the canoe so that, you know, it would be easier for me to paddle around and maneuver and so on and so forth. So I really, really, really like the way this came together. So yeah, I mean, Canadian military rucksack, Canadian military webbing, and then just a sort of a cheap kind of no-name whatever that is, all together. As it sits right now, it weighs 52 pounds. Sorry, 51 pounds. Which, grant you, it is a little much, but this is absolutely everything that I need, except for the water bottle doesn't have water in it. Oh, and there's no food in it. But my food bags actually connect to the webbing and around my legs, so they're like saddlebags. I forgot to bring those. That would have been handy. So, sorry, I can't show you guys that, but my food bags, one for each side, sort of connects to my legs and whatever, dangled down like a saddlebag, and that's what I put all my food and utensils and spices and sort of whatever in. So this is everything I need to camp other than whatever food I bring. And it's 51 pounds. I have several shelter options in here. And other than some micro kits for like trapping and fishing or whatever, I don't have like my fishing, like my tackle box and fishing rod and whatever isn't with here as well. So that would add to the weight. And I'd be carrying the tackle box probably. So that's basically the setup. As for the outside, what you probably what drew your eyes right away would be my critter getter. This is a bolt small crossbow. It will not get you, you know, a deer, a bear, a moose, anything like that. This is small animals, critters. Crossbow bolts are in there. They, when it's being carried, they, the top is upward kind of thing, but they're in there pretty good. They're not gonna fall out. So I haven't used it all that much. I've, you know, target shot and played around with it and, you know, kind of whatever. I haven't used it a whole bunch, but I do like it. Would I recommend it? Probably, but I don't know if it's, you know, really all that good for hunting or whatever, because I haven't done that yet. Side of the pack. I have my, I think that's called a parang. That's what I've been calling it. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. My machete. This was the first subscriber gift I think I ever got. I I've used it a lot. I like it. It's made in China, but it is United Cutlery, and it is UC 2819 stainless steel. For processing wood, for, you know, kind of whatever, this thing is a beast. I don't really need the axe. And if it's not, like if it's the summertime, I generally don't bring the axe. I do like to have it in the wintertime because it does process wood a lot faster, and you can bring down much larger trees, which would cut down on the, you know, probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 pounds off the pack weight. But for today, I do have the axe on here for a couple of reasons. Because you never know. I mean, I might take it with me, even in the summer when I go camping. You never know. Pardon me. And my brother made this for me. I had the Estwing camper's axe, which I did like. But I mentioned to my youngest brother, Roy, one day, that I would kind of like to have a camp axe that was similar to the axe of Ragnar Lothbrok, just because I kind of liked it, and my ancestry does have a lot of Viking in it, and my little brother took it upon himself to go ahead and make that for me, and I really, really like it. I really appreciate that. So that's my axe. Over on the other side, I have my camp shovel. This thing is kind of heavy. It doesn't generally get used as much as I thought it would, but it is an absolute beast. Okay, this gets the job done. This will cut like an axe or a machete. It just, you know, it does its job. It digs holes like crazy. As you can tell, I do use it. Just maybe not as much as I thought I would, but it stays all the time. It stays in my pack because it is just a beast of a tool. It does come apart, and I could have had it in, you know, like a case and whatever. It seemed to fit there so good that I just slid it in. There is a ferro rod and a whistle. I featured this shovel a long time ago when I was doing my pack review originally. Still have it, still like it. Axe blade here, kind of sharp. Serrated blade here, really sharp. Don't use that much because I don't need the shovel to be a saw, but in a pinch it could be. And yeah, I'm glad I got it. I really am. It's a workhorse of a tool. It adds some weight, but in my line of thinking, it's worth it. It really is. And my water bottle, which is, I think it's a 1 liter or a 2. I don't know. I can't remember. I honestly cannot remember. But it is stainless steel. It is single wall. It has been used quite a bit. Not necessarily for cooking or boiling water or anything in a fire, but that that's been with me, you know, quite a long time, and I don't see myself getting rid of it anytime in the future. Side pouch that the water bottle was next to. A tube, whatever you call these things. I usually keep 3 in here. I took 2 of them out. I can't remember why. I think it had to do with a video that I was doing that didn't turn out. But I never put them back. And now I'm not sure exactly. They're probably in my truck. Keep in mind when you're doing stuff like that, don't be lazy like me. Put them back right away, because then you run into problems like this. But I have 3 of these. One of them is a real tree camo. One of them is, I think, just a woodland camo, kind of like this, and then this one here. Okay, I also have a hat with, where is it? There it is. A headlamp. Now, truth be told, I never wear hats. I really don't ever wear hats. I don't use this at all. When you have hair as awesome as mine, you do not cover it with a hat. It's just the way it is. But, it's there. I also have a pair of gloves for warmth, and they are touchscreen finger and thumb. These are, they're kind of cheapos that I got from Walmart, but you know, they're not bad. They do the job. They do the job fairly well. And then work gloves. These are Husky, and they are a new addition to my pack. So new, in fact, I haven't actually used them for anything. But they're sort of padded guards. They were on sale. I just got them. They're replacing an old pair of work gloves that I had. I think they're going to be good. But I really like them, at least the look of them, because they kind of match the whole, you know, woodland motif. They you know, they do have the knuckle guards and the finger guards and, you know, the kind of whatever. And then the Husky symbol, which I don't know if you can see it or not. I mean, it's obviously supposed to be like a dog, like a, you know, a husky, but it kind of matches my whole little Wolf in the Wilds kind of motif as well, you know, a little bit. So, yeah. I don't know. They were on sale. I got them. They're probably better than what I had in there anyway. So there we go. On the side of the pack that the axe and machete were up against, shit kit. I had these in a dry bag. I kind of messed up the dry bag. I destroyed it, dude. I gotta get another one, but you know, it will go into a dry bag. Yeah, that's everything. What's that? Yeah. Okay, so just some wet wipes you know, kind of whatever. And then, if you run out of wet wipes, a couple of cloths for cleaning yourself up, as well as basically a portable kitchen sink bucket kind of thing in yellow. Yellow is my color for personal hygiene. It stays away from most other things, especially things that are blue and things that are green. So when you got to clean yourself up and you're all out of the wet wipes, I have that. And there's a pouch in the very front. A compass. A couple of tarp clips. I had 4. I lost 1. I will replace it as soon as I find more, because they haven't had them in any of the places that I go to, because it's been wintertime and they just don't stock any of the camp stuff in the winter. But signaling mirror, or look yourself over mirror, or whatever, and some Gorilla Tape wrapped around an old pen. My fire kit. I like having it right up in the front. I can pop that open, pull the fire kit out, and get a fire going as soon as I get to camp. I have a ferro rod, probably the last one I'm ever going to own. Look at the size of that thing. A Bic lighter, some Strike-A-Fires, a pencil sharpener. There's a striker for the Strike-A-Fires in here, as well as a magnifying lens. And down in these 2 pockets I have fire sticks and Vaseline soaked cotton balls. All in all, probably, like, I've seen fire kits a lot more complex than this. I've never ever needed anything more complex than like 1 thing, maybe 2 out of this ever. So my fire kit. Okay, this is going to be a long video. I hope you guys don't mind. There's a zipper right on the back here. I had a compass earlier. That was a base plate. This is one of the, I can't remember the actual name now. It was just there and now it's gone. I have one of these. 2 is 1, 1 is none. They're small, lightweight, don't take up much room or, you know, anything like that. So a couple of compasses, not a bad idea. My survival bracelet with a compass that marginally works, and a little ferro rod and striker, which doesn't really work. Like it throws a spark, but actually getting it to start a fire, not really. But and it's got a whistle on the side as well. You never know. If I find a clasp or a whole bracelet that actually is better than that, I'll definitely replace it, but whatever. Okay, eyeglass repair kit. I wear sunglasses. I'm very light sensitive. Also, these glasses allow me to see color. So I want to keep them, you know, in a usable kind of shape. So I have the eyeglass repair kit with some cleaning stuff, and there's a magnifying glass in here so that if you can't really see when you're trying to tighten up the little screws, you can use the magnifying glass to tighten up the screws. That magnifying glass can also be used to start a fire, and in a pinch, so can the cloth that's used to clean the glasses. So it's kind of big for just taking care of your glasses, but multi-purpose, multi-use, it's worth the space in my eyes. A whistle. Another hat. Now, I don't necessarily think that you would need more than one hat, you know, for warmth or whatever. And the first hat that I showed you definitely is good enough for that. I have this other hat because I have my critter getter, and this hat is for hunting. So I don't know. If it matters, I have it. If it doesn't, oh well. And you know, I mean, when the bugs are really, really bad, this does kind of help, especially when you add it to my bug net, which would go over the hat. The bugs can bite through a bug net if that bug net is up against your skin. I don't have like a Tilly hat. I don't really like them really all that much. So this hat, this bug net, and if I have to, this thing here, all together keeps bugs from eating my face up. So that's what that's all about. This is my toiletry kit. My soap and shampoo and this and that, whatever. It should be in a yellow bag, but I took it out of the yellow bag so that I can put my shit kit in the yellow bag. Then I blew apart the yellow bag, so I gotta buy 2 more. But I did go out on a camp that I didn't film. It was just time away, and I put everything into a gray one because I had an extra gray one and never took it out. This is entertainment. I don't have a color for entertainment. I don't know. So I just jammed it in a red bag because it doesn't matter. Now, some of you viewers who have, you know, been watching my channel for a while, you'll remember when I capsized my canoe and, you know, my nephew and I were stuck. All of our gear just got soaked except for the things that I had in a dry bag. So my nephew had nothing dry, and I had some stuff that was dry. Basically my clothes and some odds and ends here and there, first aid, you know, this, that, whatever. I am trying to get dry bags for the majority of my gear that I really, really, really don't want to get wet ever. I haven't quite gotten that far yet because, well, I have expenses, and I can't just go out and, you know, buy whatever I want whenever I want. But that's why these things are in dry bags. I screw up all the time, folks. You wouldn't believe the luck that I have. So keep that in mind. Dry bags will also help your gear bag float if you happen to capsize your canoe or whatever. It'll help with the buoyancy so you can recover. I have a sewing kit. This sewing kit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 needles with 6 different colors of thread. Each color of thread is already pre-threaded into the needle. I like that. I like that a lot. If for whatever reason I need, maybe I've slashed myself and I gotta sew myself up, or I don't know, I'm just cold and miserable and I'm trying to fix my gears so I can get out of town or out of a bad situation, it's already threaded for me. In optimal conditions, I will take this thread out of the needle and I will put in fishing line, but I have the opportunity that I don't have to. I have an extra saw blade for my silky saw. It is wrapped up in sort of a... It's like a foam bubble wrap. I don't even know what you call it. It's not bubble wrap, but it's like foam. But it's not like foam because it's plasticky like bubble wrap. So, I don't know, whatever you call it. And then it's wrapped up in a toilet tube or paper towel tube. And that... Silky saws do break. Mine is broken. Quite a chunk of the end of it is broken off. Not because I don't know how to use it, because I was trying to cut down a tree so that I can build a chair or firewood or whatever. The mosquitoes and the black flies are just harassing me. They were driving me nuts, and I just wanted to get that tree down and get into camp so that I wasn't in the bush because it was kind of a clearing and the mosquitoes weren't as bad as they were in the thick bush. I just wanted to get out of the bush, and I broke the end off the blade because I was in a hurry. And it's still broken. It's, I'll show you that in a minute, but I do have an extra blade. Always keep extra blades for your saws. Laminated waterproof map of Ontario. I have left Ontario on occasion, and if I do again, I will get another laminated waterproof map. But for the most part, I stomp around Ontario, so that's what I do. And this is, good, my electronics, batteries, a string of lights that I use like on my ridge line for my hammock underneath the under the tarp, and it is in a gray bag like it's supposed to be. That's the only one I have right now that's proper, but yeah, we're working on it. It's kind of a new concept, and yeah, that's everything in the very, very top portion. There's a zippered section in here. And my water kit is in there. Or water kit. My water filter. Cat9 Hiker Pro. And I have a Bic lighter and a couple of carabiners in there for some reason. Just because, there's room. Why not? Open her up. First aid kit right on the top. First thing that you get a hold of. Once you get that open, boom, right there. I have as much as I could possibly get in here that I could think of. Trauma, boo-boo, wound care, removing ticks and kind of slivers and splinters and whatnot. This is the most comprehensive kit that I could get together. It even had some silver nitrate sticks. For those of you who ever, like, you were a kid and you were constantly getting nosebleeds because you were picking it all the time, and the doctor would take like this match thing and run it underwater for a second and then like burn the inside of your nose with it. Yeah, I had those until I went into the water, and well, I didn't have my first aid kit in a proper dry bag, so yeah, don't have those anymore. Also, there is a zippered pouch on the inside right here, and in there I keep my water filter, water purifier filter, the Katadyn Hiker Pro. I've had it for a while. I really, really like it, and yeah, it does the job. Does the job pretty well. Most of my bedding and shelter is in the lower section, but I couldn't quite get everything in there, and I'll, you know, maybe try to fandangle things around a little differently in the future, but for the time being at least, I have my air mattress, my sleep pad, up here. It is Climalite. No. Yeah, Climalite. Yep. Had it for a while. I recommend it. I like it. Could be a little bit wider though. Definitely could be. This is my fridge. I put whatever inside, cinch it closed, tie some paracord to it, put it in the lake. The water keeps it cold. So cans of soda or beer or I don't know, whatever, as long as they can get wet, goes in there and goes in the lake, keeps it cold. I have a couple of different tents, but the one that I like to use is my newest one, and it is the Snug Pack Bunker 3. And as much as I like that tent, I really, really do, it is so dark inside, even in full sun. But there's a clip up in the top center, so I just grabbed a little lantern, I hang it on that clip. When I go in, I just open it up. I got all the light that I need. So, me. Okay. I was talking about my silky saw earlier. As you can see, yeah, quite a good portion of the blade has been busted off. But it's still sharp. It still works really, really well. I've had this thing like 3 years too. I'm going into my third year with this thing, I think it is. Maybe I'm going into my fourth. I think I'm going into my third. I've had this a while. The saw blade is still really, really good, so I'm not going to take it off and replace it with the brand new one until it's dull. It's just the way I am. So, and I mean, if you're bushcrafting, if you're, you know, doing whatever, or, you know, you just need a lightweight portable folding saw, you really can't beat a Silky Gomboy. You really can't. You know, I mean, the katanas and the big boys and the pocket boy or whatever, the little one, I mean, they're great, but the Silky Gomboy is just awesome. It really is. Okay. Change of clothes, pair of shoes. I don't have a color for, no, I just, did that one blow apart too? Yep. See, this is the problem. I keep buying these cheap bags, and they're no good. I gotta get some better dry bags. That's pretty much how I blew apart the yellow ones. Anyway. Oh yeah, it's no good. A pair of hiking boots is essential, and you should wear those as you're hiking in or out or whatever, kind of, you know, whatever. When you're at the campsite, a pair of decent shoes really shouldn't be a problem. I mean, you don't need to wear hiking boots all the time. I mean, I spend 4 or 5 days in the bush at a time sometimes. You don't want hiking boots all the time. So I got a good pair of shoes, camping shoes, and a change of clothes. You know, it really, you're going camping for several days, you want to have a clean pair of clothes plus what you're wearing. You wash because I'm always near a lake, generally. Oh, not always, but mostly. I'm near a lake or a river or whatever. You wash the clothes that you're wearing, you put on the new ones. I've got pants, shirts, socks, underwear. And then there might be an extra pair of underwear and an extra pair of socks in here. Very important. Have a change of clothes with extra socks and underwear. My sharpening kit. I do not have a white kind of thing to put it in yet, and I needed something to put it all together, and I've had this a lot longer than I've had the idea for color coordinating everything, but this does belong in something white because it is for maintaining gear. And a strop, a draw sharpener, and the buck diamond hone. This thing is awesome. If you don't have a buck diamond hone, you probably should want a buck diamond. You know, I mean, draw sharpeners are fine. You know, they're whatever. You know, I don't know if one's better than the other, but the diamond hone from Buck is superior. It's just awesome. My cook kit and my French press coffee mug. Two things that I will not camp with it. I gotta have my coffee. I love my coffee, and this is just the perfect. Whoop. I'm just not doing so well today, huh? Okay. All right, I'm not going to show it off. Oh, there we are. You put your coffee grounds, your water, you let it, sit for a while, and then it's got the, like the filter screen, kind of whatever, and you just do that. There you go. It's that simple to make a cup of coffee in the woods. And, my cook kit. I'm not going to go into too much detail about all that kind of stuff because this video is going to be long enough as it is. And, sunscreen and bug spray and wet wipes. I will jam wet wipes kind of wherever I can so that I have 3 or 4 packs, kind of around at all times. It's just, I'd rather not use the shit kit if I don't have to. So, and one of my more recent acquisitions, I did have it all last year. I didn't really feature it all that much because I didn't do a lot of videos last year because I was having camera trouble and bad luck like crazy. The Agawa Boreal 21 with I sprung the money for the case. It's a good case. It is quality. I really like it, and the saw is just super good. Definitely worth the money. All right, and in the back little area here, I have a Fresnel lens or a sun lens. I have a cutting board. So basically, this is my plate as well as a cutting board. Comes in super, super handy in the woods. It would be kind of nice if it was green, but I mean, it's pretty self-evident. So, and this thing has seen just a ton of use. It is almost time to replace it anyway, I guess. My solar charger, which should be done up. I don't know why it wasn't. And my grill. Pretty heavy and super, super useful, honestly. Stay tuned on this though, because I do have something that I'm kind of working on that hopefully pans out. But that's what I cook on right now. And that is the whole rucksack. That's absolutely everything. So let's dig into the bottom. Show you side compartment. Those of you who have watched my videos will have seen my sling chair or parachute chair or bushcrafter's chair. Basically, it's like this here, and then you hang like a cloth, kind of whatever. I don't know. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. There's tons of YouTube channels that have them. So I have two of them. They are woodland camo and super comfortable. And it seems like every time I go camping with a friend, they never, ever bring a chair, and they try to steal mine all the time. So I have two of them. Why not, right? Okay, paracord, 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 paracord. It could be snaring wire, but it's also, I use it for suspending my grill on a quadrupod and all kinds of different uses. And more paracord. Tarred bank line. This is the 160 brake strength, number 36, braided nylon, tarred bushcrafter's cord. Basically, this is the go-to bushcrafter's cord for most of the bushcrafter type people. Very rot resistant, fairly strong, doesn't have a tendency to stretch like paracord does, and when you tie a knot in it, that knot stays. Paracord, it doesn't always stay properly. So ammo for my pellet rifle, 22 caliber, and a green scrubby, or a half of a green scrubby. I've got one in my cook kit, but they're super useful, so I just jammed it in because, you know, I cut it in half for the one. I had the other half, so I just threw it in there. And then I have a shemagh, which super handy. Shemaghs are just super handy. You should have a shemagh. That's all that. Now, keep in mind, like I said before, this thing here will detach and be its own backpack if I had to, which is just so super useful. Grabber blanket, I believe they're called. Green on one side, silver reflective on the other. It's 5 feet by 7 feet, I think it is, and it's just useful. It's just super useful to have. This is my sleeping bag, which is good to 9 degrees Celsius. Its comfort ranges to 15, but its absolute maximum rating is 9. What that is in Fahrenheit, I honestly don't know right now. But it's a 2 or 3 season sleeping bag. It's really no good for the winter. Rain poncho, which is also a tarp. It's got like the grommets, and it snaps apart to be a relatively good sized tarp, 5x7 I think, which I guess would mean I don't really need the grabber blanket, because I have that, but I don't know, I like it. And this basically is my shelter kit. So I have my hammock, this is my camp towel. Why it's in there, I'm not 100% sure. But for my chair, this basically attaches around and is a cup holder for my chair. These are the straps for my hammock, the tree straps. And that is my tarp. It is camo. It's 10x10 and it's still nylon. It's pretty much the best one that I could afford, which isn't necessarily top quality, but it's not a cheapo either. It's good. So that, I think, yep, that's that. So yeah, basically that is absolutely everything that is in my camp pack. Oh, you know what I forgot? I did forget something. I have insect repellent on here. This is not stuff that you want to keep on your skin super long, because it's got a lot of DEET in it. But it's called Great Outdoors. I keep it on the strap, sort of right in front of me, because number one, I can, you know, just kind of do whatever, and I don't have to dig into my pack. I don't have to take the pack off. I don't even have to stop if I'm not carrying a canoe. I can just apply it as I need to, and that's super useful when you camp in some of the places that I camp in. And that Great Outdoor stuff, does it work? Wow, it is really, really, really high percentage of DEET though. It's, do not, you know, wear it for long. You get to your campsite and you get a fire going and you got the smoke to help keep the bugs away, jump in the lake and get it off because you don't want it on long. Other than that, I recommend it. And now I have all of my stuff kind of spread on the forest floor, and I gotta reorganize and put everything away. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. As a final thought, if you're throwing together a bug out bag or a an I'm never coming home bag, or you know, kind of anything like that, use this as sort of a generalized guide when you're building it together, but personalize it for yourself. You know, I have really, really good insect repellent because I'm way up in northern Ontario and the bugs will literally pick you up and carry you off if given the opportunity. I have, you know, solar chargers and, you know, kind of whatever that a lot of people wouldn't have, because I do like to take my cell phone with me, because I'm kind of an idiot and I screw up a lot. So in the event that I need to get a hold of family members to come bail me out, I got to bring my cell phone. If I need to keep it charged, I've, you know, got that. I don't take medications of any kind, but if I did, they would definitely be in my camp pack. So if you're, you know, in need of certain medications or whatever, definitely, you know, take that. And all in all,
Oh, actually, you know what? I do have allergies, which don't bother me a lot, but when they do bother me, I do have allergy medication in my first aid kit. And I also have anti-diarrhea and anti-constipation pills. So I'll mention that here while you're putting together your bug out bag or whatever. Keep that in mind. Personalize it towards yourself. You know, your change of clothes, your size of shoes, your medications, your preferred reading material, so on and so forth. Other than that, that's pretty much everything that I think I can say. You guys have a good one. We'll see you in the next video.